I was asking Fitz. It seems like every year now in September it's the same thing, and obviously the Octobers and Novembers are different. But how do you explain what's been the same the last few years?
Yeah, I mean it's a new team this year, and I don't think I can't really put my finger on why it's kind of been a theme of the slow start, the dreaded slow start, right? But for us, we're just looking at it game by game and saying, okay, like what can we do better the next time that we go out? I don't think we're looking too far in advance and saying, oh, the month of September, like we need to make up games, and we're looking at it as a whole. We're looking at it game by game. But yeah, I mean, it definitely is a problem that we need to fix, and I hope that we can, get back on the winning track.
Joe, after the opening drive, you guys shut them down good until the last drive of the first half. Then they came out in the second half and took it to you through most of the third quarter. What changed?
Yeah, I mean, the first drive, we were just still trying to get settled. I think, they hit some things that they executed really well on offense, and it was tough for us to kind of catch our breath on defense and be able to stop them. After that, I think we settled down. We're playing, together as a defense. That last drive, it's just a 2-minute situation, so it's kind of it's a little hectic out there. We're trying to get a pass rush on. We're trying to stop them deep. Trying to get the calls, but they're in a hurry-up offense, so it puts stress on us to be able to rotate guys in and out to get new personnel on. So whatever packages they bring out, it's kind of tough for us in that high-tempo offense for us to. But yeah, there are things that we can do better up front. We need to bring more pressure. We need to create turnovers. I think in the second half, that was key, is we didn't put the ball in our offense's hand in a good position, and that's eventually what hurt us in the long run.
Defensively, how frustrating can it be when the offense isn't able to sustain drives and you're back on the field sometimes for 35, 40 plus minutes during the game?
For us, it's not really frustrating. We're given we're dealt the hand that we're dealt, and for us, we're just going out, and whenever Michigan State's offense is on the field, we're ready to attack, and we're ready to hopefully get the ball back and put our offense in a good position. And we're looking to make plays. We're not really thinking about the position that we're in and how we got there. We're just thinking about how we can stop them.
Joe, you had a sort of a milestone today, fourth straight game against Michigan State with a sack of Lewerke. How do you kind of keep that in context of the team's overall performance that you kind of reach this milestone, or if you're even thinking about it?
Yeah, it's a cool milestone. It's a cool stat line. It's a cool trivia question in 5 years. But we lost today, and I could have had a couple other sacks, and I could have had more pressures, and could have had a couple run stops. And I think those are the ones that I'll think about, not the sack.
You've taken a lot of ownership of this game, but when you're at a spot like the defensive line as one of the leaders on this team, there's only so much you can do in a lot of aspects of the game. So when you see other aspects of this team really struggling, is there something that you can do as sort of a leader, but in a different area?
Not necessarily. I mean, for us, we're focusing on, we really think that for us, we need to go out and make plays, and kind of that can jumpstart the rest of the team. So we're not thinking about we need to rely on other phases. We're thinking about how we can kind of be a catalyst instead of someone who reacts to other things happening on the field.
And then I don't know if you were paying attention necessarily to it, but when Hunter Johnson came out of the game, did that sort of change anything mindset-wise? That starting quarterback's gone, not due to injury. Does that change anything in your mindset when you're going out and playing?
Not really. Like I said, when we trot on the field, we're adapt, improvise, overcome. We're analyzing our situation, saying, what's the call? What offense are they in? How can we stop this? What plays have they run that have beat us? How can we prevent that from happening? We're not really thinking about the other side of the ball in a situation like that.
Just curious, Fitz calls those 2 timeouts shortly before halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So what goes on then? Because I think Michigan State comes out in a different formation each time. So you're
Right.
just sort of trying to guess what they might do, and if this happens, we're going to be in this coverage. What happens during that timeout?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're just trying to get a look at their mindset and how they're going to attack that. I think it was was it 6 or so? 3rd and 10. So we're trying to see how they're going to attack that. What and then conversely, what coverage do they think that we're going to be in? So what plays do they get to run against that, so we can change our coverage or change what we're doing up front. So it's not necessarily, and I don't call the timeouts, so for me it's just a matter of getting lined up. Okay, they're in this formation. This is what I'm going to do next time they're in this formation. All right, I'm going to do, A, B, or C. You're going to do the next thing. So for us, it's just, analyzing the formation, analyzing the situation, and executing from there.
Yeah, Teddy brought it up, but twice on that drive, defensive timeouts on 3rd and long. It was 3rd and 16 before that 3rd and 10. Both times they picked it up. Is that demoralizing for you guys when they're picking up 3rd and longs after you get in your huddle and make a plan to deal with it?
I mean, you'd rather be off the field than on the field, right? As a defense, it's not easy being out there for 3 plays and then go and play in another series after that. But for us, you kind of rinse and repeat. You can't have a long memory in this game, because that'll drag you down and that'll get to you in the long run. So we just got to think short memory. Okay, it's 3rd and down and long again, time to execute. Or it's 1st down. Okay, let's stop them, get them to a 2nd and long, get them behind the sticks. So we're not trying to think about what happened in the past. We're trying to move forward.
Joe, in the offseason, you talked about your goals as a defensive front is to get more sacks. And through 3 games, you guys have 9 sacks. I don't know what the stats were last year, but I know that this is better this year. What do you attribute that to with this early season success in terms of bringing the quarterback down?
Yeah, I think we can bring pressure from a lot of different areas. I think our rush package with 4 DNs on the field is really star-studded. I think Ernest Brown has come along really well. Eku Leota is a force to be reckoned with, and can't wait to see what he does the rest of the year. And Sam Miller is the glue that holds it all together. So I think those guys are getting really good pressure, but also inside, Alex Miller is getting in on a few, and he's creating good pressure up front, just being a physical D tackle. So I think we've matured a little bit as a D-line. We've been able to kind of bring some younger guys along and bring them up to speed, and that helps us to be a cohesive unit rushing the passer that can close in on the pocket and someone can eventually land on the quarterback.
How much do you think you guys missed Trey Williams today, and how do you think Alonzo and Cameron did? What was their confidence level like?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going out and doing the best that they can. It's not a great situation having a starter, a senior, a captain out. But you got to roll with the punches. It's Big Ten play. There's going to be injuries. It's a long season. Hopefully we get him back, but you never know what's going to happen. He's got to be ready for one play and next guy up. Coach Fitz preaches that, and that's why throughout camp he always talks about having competitive depth. Not just having depth of guys on the roster, but competitive depth where the 2s are pushing the 1s. So not only the 1s get better because they have to, but the 2s are there in case someone goes down.